A local barbecue competition is where the sweet smell of barbecue smokes fill the air and pit masters fire up platters of goodness. Coming up here on Polk Place, we're going to go over all the details of Ribs on the Ridge. Make sure you stick around. Welcome to Polk Place. I'm your host, Brian Lacey, and two folks joining me in studio. Been here before, probably going to be back again. As I understand, we have heat from the last taping. I don't know. You kind of like the other host, you know. I think Lauren does a really good job, but you don't need to pick on me because...
Well, you said a lot of things about me, Brian, and so...
But affectionately.
That's true.
And I think I used that southern phrase, bless your heart, after I said them.
Exactly. Well, it's good to be here, and I like you both as hosts. It's your voice, I think, that really keeps me coming back.
It's soothing.
Yeah. Exactly.
Mufasa, Mufasa, Mufasa. Say it again.
Good start to the show.
Exactly. Joining me in studio is Ryan Ritchie. He is the Deputy Director of Parks and Recreation in Haines City. And also joining me is Bryce Trafford, Special Events Coordinator with Haines City. How you doing?
We are doing wonderful.
Yeah.
We couldn't be any more excited to be here.
Man, and it's that time of the year, man. February is absolutely the best. You know, you got NASCAR coming back on TV. You got barbecue season kicking off throughout Polk County. And it's just like always the best. My favorite time of the year. And you guys, yeah, you got one of the signature events for barbecue.
Well, we are certainly excited about Ribs on the Ridge this year, and you know, it is our 12th annual Ribs on the Ridge, and we couldn't be any more excited about just our entertainment that's going to be there on Friday night.
Yeah, we're going to hold off on the entertainment.
That's fine.
We're going to talk food and facilities, and then we're going to talk with Bryce about entertainment, because there's a unique story about entertainment that we heard in the office, and then I'm going to get Bryce's side to it.
The real story.
And now you know the rest of the story.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So let's talk, I mean, from a food standpoint, man, and what you guys are expecting to have.
Yeah, so Ribs on the Ridge, like I said, our 12th annual Ribs on the Ridge, going to be at Lake Eva Community Park on February 21st and 22nd. We have professional teams coming from all over the Southeast region. We have a backyard division as well. Vendors, they will be serving chicken and brisket and ribs and
nachos.
I'm getting hungry.
I know.
About it right now.
We're close to lunch. I'm like, stop talking.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, a two-day event that is, like I said, bringing teams from all over the Southeast region to compete for the best of Ribs on the Ridge.
Oh, now what happens Friday night? What goes on there, and then what goes on Saturday?
Yeah, so Friday night, obviously all the teams will start coming in Thursday, preparing for the competition. Friday really kicks off at 5 o'clock. That's when the event starts. That's kind of when the competition starts. Saturday is more the day where they turn their food in and it gets judged and so on and so forth. So Friday night, 5 o'clock, Ribs on the Ridge kicks off. We're going to have Almost There, which is a local band in the area. We'll kick things off right at about 5:30, and then at 7 o'clock, one of my favorite bands is going to be taking the...
That is crazy. So I'm gonna let Bryce talk about this.
You may.
So the Friday night event, the big name, the headliner, you know.
Yes,
I feel like I'm going all WWE. The showstopper.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about that. They're Florida boys at that.
They are. One of Ryan's favorite bands. Sister Hazel is going to be joining us, so they'll go on at 7 p.m. We're super excited to have them. I think they're going to be a great fit. I think we'll have a good crowd.
let's take the Reader's Digest approach to this, because you heard the conversation when we were in my office, like, how'd you score Sister Hazel? And I heard his. Now you go ahead and tell me the truth, because I swear I heard his shoulder dislocate, patting himself on the back.
Yeah, it was all Ryan. He called them and negotiated with them.
Oh yeah, he did. He did. He called. He's like, hey boys.
go.
Hey, yeah, man, it's me, Ryan.
He played
I'm one of your
hardball.
boys. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got a guy, and I called him, and that's how we got Sister Hazel there.
That's pretty much the real story.
But see, I knew you had to be involved somehow, Bryce. And if not, I was going to work you into it. Because,
supervision.
Yeah, there you go.
It was kind of like, hey, should we do this? And I'm like, are you going to do it anyways, no matter what I say?
You know what that supervision is, don't you? The magic 8 ball. Chances are likely.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
100%, absolutely.
We are so excited for Sister Hazel. All joking aside, they are, like you said, they're
Oh,
Florida boys
man.
from Gainesville. They fit that mold of Polk County and Central Florida.
It's definitely the right demographic at the right time.
Right.
Exactly. So we're very excited, and that's kind of what we're all about in Haines City. We our goals are to provide events and enhance the quality of life of our community and the visitors that are coming into our events. And we joke about, Ryan had a big part of it, but it is, Brian, it's a team effort.
Yeah.
Without the support from our city commission, our city manager, Derek C. Fiecher, and the administration there at Haines City, we could not do this without them, including our sponsors like Miracle Toyota, our presenting sponsor. ProFlex is another big sponsor of us. Balmoral Resorts over in Haines City. I'm telling you, it is a team effort. We all come together to make it happen, and we are. Trust me, I will be probably front stage cheering on just as loud as the rest of them.
Save me a little space next to you.
I got you.
Well, and one of the things that, honestly, man, every time I come down through the backside of Haines City, I always like to drive and see the venue. Talk about that venue. For those that have never been there before, it's just such a laid out, perfectly in kind of rolling hills, pool, lake, and and then the open field where the competition goes on.
Sure. One thing one word that comes to mind when you think about Lake Eva Community Park is opportunity. We are so fortunate to have a venue like that in our community. And you got to give it to previous administration and even the current administration that continues the support of the development of that area. It's to have a stage and a big great lawn with playgrounds for the kids and the children, to have a 15,000 square foot event center that hosts weddings and banquets and special events, and the aquatic center that is bringing 50,000 people from April to October just to come to our. I mean, Brian, any community in the country, not just Polk County and the state, but in the country, would love to have this wonderful venue that we're so fortunate to have. And I'm sure there are. I'm sure other communities have venues like that, but man, to have it in Haines City.
Haines City is yours.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. So, I'm telling you, I hosted a group from Sebring that came up, and they've never been there, and they were just blown away. They couldn't believe they just couldn't believe the venue and what was there.
One of the things that's near and dear to your heart, we have a bit of a history, and I know that you work closely with them. Some of the proceeds from the event are going to Kids Pack. Talk a little bit about how important it is to take care of kids.
Well, you're talking about it and I'm getting chills kind of all over, because there is a serious problem not only in Polk County but all over the country, and that's a severe food insecurity for children, right? And I've served on the board of directors for Kids Pack for a little over 3 years now, and it is near and dear to my heart. And if there's anything that I can do to feed children in our community, in our county, this is why we do it. But yeah, you're right. We challenge the teams and the community to bring food, non-perishable food items, Chef Boyardee. Last year we did a competition with all the teams, which we had a trophy created. Whoever brought the most Chef Boyardee packs got this trophy.
Bryce, I want to talk to you a little bit about being an event planner. What does it take to put on an event like this? 2-day, huge party, Central Florida, and then also, you guys are probably set for sponsors. Always could use more. And what about volunteers?
Absolutely. We could always use more sponsors. That's something that we really count on, especially at Haines City for special events. So we try to work with our community partners as best as we can and make sure that it's a mutual, agreement, and that we are helping them just as much as they are helping us. As far as volunteers, we're happy to take volunteers. You can contact us at the community center, Lake Eva Community Center, if that's something that you're looking forward to. Ryan's happy to sign off on any volunteer hours if it's needed for school or anything. But as far as planning an event, we've been planning Ribs on the Ridge for 6 months now, probably. So it takes time. It's
Well,
a
for as
lot.
many as you've had, I'm sure you guys go through like, okay, this worked for us, we're going to continue this.
That's right.
We tried this,
Exactly.
maybe tweak this.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of moving parts to do that, right?
Yeah, so usually after an event happens, that same, probably a week or 2 weeks after, we'll troubleshoot that event. Hey, this worked, this didn't. Put it in our notes for next year, and then when we start the planning process, we have those notes and say, hey, we're gonna kind of get rid of this, maybe try something new, go in this direction. So we're lucky that this is our 12th year, so we've got some practice, and we've got some really great staff who have been here majority of the time. So it's of course not just me and Ryan. We've got 60 Parks and Rec staff that will be out there with us in the trenches. So we're blessed to have that.
I think I talked, previously in the show, I talked about a teamwork, and Bryce is absolutely right. It's not only is our Parks and Recreation staff, our fire department, our police department, it is, everyone comes together to make it happen. It's like she said, it's not just myself, it's not just Bryce. This is a 6 to 8 month endeavor that we plan, and it's not the only event that we have. So, on top of Ribs on the Ridge and Thunder on the Ridge and Glitter, Glisten, and Snow, it is a team effort from top to bottom. Our park staff, our facility maintenance staff, our police department, our fire department, the Parks and Recreation staff, it is all hands on deck to make sure that we're providing an excellent event for the community and the visitors that come in. And I do have to add that Visit Central Florida was a huge supporter for this event. We appreciate the support from the Arts Committee. We were fortunate to get a grant from the Arts Committee because of this event, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the support from Visit Central Florida and the Arts Committee. So we appreciate them.
Yeah.
Well, guys, looking forward to the event. I thank you for coming in, and I look forward to the next event you guys are going to promote. All right?
Well, thanks for having us, Brian. We appreciate everything that PGTV does for the city of Haines City, and I'll see you out there in the front row.
Right next to you, brother.
You got it.
Haines City Parks and Rec invites you to Ribs on the Ridge, Friday, February 21st, and Saturday, February 22nd. Ribs on the Ridge is where the sweet smell of barbecue, smokers fill the air, and pitmasters fire up platters of goodness. This 2-day sanctioned event through the Florida Barbecue Association will bring professional and backyard teams from across Florida and other states to compete for cash prizes, trophies, and bragging rights to the best barbecue in town. Held at the beautiful Lake Eva Park in Haines City. Come out and enjoy barbecue, craft vendors, and live entertainment. Musical acts are featured on the main stage throughout the day and include national recording artist Sister Hazel and other local bands. You need more information? Give them a call, 863-421-3700, or look them up on the web at www.hainescity.com.